Wait, what just happened? Remy Ma, the same Remy who once rapped about loyalty, love, and writing for her man, is now at the center of a scandal so savage, it makes daytime soap operas look like Bible study. We're talking about betrayal at a nuclear level because allegedly, she didn't just cheat, she did it with Papoose's own friend. The same man who Pap had beef with. The same man Pap reportedly knocked out cold after finding out. And the fallout? Oh, you're not ready. Now enter Fat Joe, the godfather of the circle, the glue between Remy and Pap, and the voice of reason in hip-hop's wildest storm. And guess what? He's finally breaking his silence. And let me be clear, he
did not
hold back. No fluff, no censorship, just pure, raw, street-certified truth. He opened the vault, aired it out, and said things that even had the internet shook. So, if you think you've heard it all, think again. Because Fat Joe just turned this scandal into a public execution of trust, loyalty, and hip-hop history, and you're about to witness it all. Buckle up. This is not a story. This is a reckoning. It all started with a silence, one so loud it echoed through the hip-hop world. Rumors were swirling, timelines were exploding, and fans were left piecing together the wreckage of a story so scandalous, even TMZ didn't know where to begin. But when Fat Joe, the godfather, the unfiltered uncle of rap, finally broke his silence, the internet lost its collective mind. And why wouldn't it? The people involved weren't some background extras. This was Remy Ma, one of the hardest women to ever hold a mic. This was Papoose, her day one writer, Mr. Black Love himself. And the betrayal? It wasn't just cheating, it was chessboard treason. Because the man Remy allegedly got involved with was Papoose's own friend. Let that sink in. The same friend Papoose allegedly trusted, the one who'd been around the circle, who'd laughed with them, dapped them up, broke bread at the cookout, was now in the middle of their marital meltdown. And it gets worse. Much worse. According to viral sources, Papoose found out, confronted the guy, and without skipping a beat, knocked him clean out. No cameras. No warnings. Just straight Bronx energy. And while fans were still trying to confirm if it was real or some twisted reality TV crossover, guess who decided to speak up? Fat Joe. And when he speaks, the streets listen. So what did he say? How did he react to watching a bond he helped build turn into ashes in real time? Let's roll it back. Studio microphone interview insert. Fat Joe reacts. Timestamp 2:22 to 2:48. So Pap's attitude is, you don't shake no hand that had sex with your wife. So Pap knocked him out. And then Remy called him like, now I gotta be with the dude so he don't press charges. I was just about to curve him. That wasn't a rumor. That was Fat Joe narrating betrayal with the same calm as someone telling you they ran out of milk. Now, let's rewind this drama to its true beginning, because this scandal didn't come out of nowhere. Oh no, this was a slow burn, a whisper behind curtains, a tension you could feel through filtered Instagram stories and forced award show smiles. Let's talk history. Remy Ma and Papoose have been hip-hop's unicorn couple, married through prison stints, dices, baby struggles, and career flips. They branded themselves as the ultimate power couple. Matching fits, deep loyalty, hashtag Black Love. They were supposed to be untouchable. But here's the thing about being put on a pedestal. The fall hits harder. Whispers of tension had been circling the culture blogs for months. Fans noticed Remy started showing up solo to events. Papoose stopped doing couple interviews. Then there were the cryptic posts. Trust is like paper. Once crumpled, it can't be perfect again. Oh, the internet caught that. And then came the rumors, sightings of Remy with a mystery man. A blurred out photo, then a clearer one, then the full face. And guess what? It wasn't just anyone. It was a longtime friend of Papoose. Now, in hip-hop, lines get blurred. Friends turn to ops. Clout turns to confusion. But this hit different. And while social media detectives went into full CSI mode, zooming in on timelines, matching likes, and DMs, Fat Joe was radio silent. No tweets. No lives. No barbershop breakdowns. Until now. His reaction wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was cold, calculated, and brutally honest. The kind of truth you can only drop when you've been around long enough to see it all. In that same interview, he also dropped a chilling gem from his own life. They'll F*** all your enemies. And when they're done, they'll F*** your friends. Read that again. Because that wasn't just a quote. That was a verdict. Fat Joe spoke from experience. He's seen betrayal wear a friendly face. And what Remy allegedly did. To him, it wasn't shocking. It was predictable. So what pushed her there? What really went down behind those closed doors? Was this love lost or loyalty never really there to begin with? As Fat Joe said, you just gotta handle it and take it on the chin. But Pap didn't take it on the chin. He threw the punch instead. And that's where the plot truly thickens. Because now it's not just about cheating. It's about revenge, reputation, and how quickly #BlackLove became #BattleZone. Up next, the leaks, the reactions, the chaos. As the smoke began to clear from Fat Joe's explosive revelation, the real aftershocks started rattling every corner of the internet. What started as rumors had evolved into something monstrous. Now, we were knee-deep in one of the most emotionally charged and dissected sagas in hip-hop relationship history. The internet wasn't just reacting, it was in full-blown forensic mode. TikToks with timeline breakdowns, Instagram carousels of old clips, Twitter threads 10 posts deep. Everyone had an opinion. Everyone had proof. And it all pointed in one direction. Remy Ma had stepped out, and she allegedly stepped out with the worst possible person, a man Papoose trusted. Enter the so-called receipts. The first was a screenshot, a direct message between Remy and the unnamed friend. The message read, "You know I can't be seen with you again," face with tears of joy. To some, harmless flirting. To others, undeniable proof. Then a second bomb dropped, a backstage video clip, posted anonymously. Remy, allegedly, was seen leaning in toward the man, whispering, smiling, until she caught the camera, froze, and vanished. Suspicious? Incriminating? The court of public opinion had already decided. Anonymous insiders couldn't keep quiet. One told a gossip blog, Papin knew, but he was trying to save face. Another added, she emotionally clocked out a while ago. This was just the final move. It was brutal and relentless. Remy's PR team issued a classic dodge. Remy is focused on her upcoming projects and appreciates the support of her fans. No denial, no context, just silence. But silence speaks volumes, especially in hip-hop. Papoose? He ghosted the internet. No statements. No public rage. Just one chilling Instagram story. A black screen with white text. Loyalty doesn't fade. It evaporates. Mic dropped. Fat Joe's interview clip, timeline 222 to 248, went viral again, and fans dissected it like scripture. So Pap's attitude is, you don't shake no hand that had sex with your wife. So Pap knocked him out. Then Remy calls him like, now I gotta be with him so he doesn't press charges. This wasn't just gossip anymore. It was betrayal with a timestamp. And suddenly fans turned. The same Remy Ma who was once hailed for loyalty and grit was now being dragged as the Judas of Black love. The public's tone shifted from shock to rage. Play button. Papoose did a whole campaign of love for her during her prison bid, and this is how she repays him. Play button. This is why you can't make loyalty look cool. People think it's weak. Play button. Fat Joe didn't spill tea. He brought receipts from the Bronx vault. Meme culture exploded. One had Papoose sitting on a throne labeled King of Pain. Another showed Remy Ma photoshopped into the betrayal scene from Game of Thrones. And then there was the TikTok trend. Creators reenacting the fight, the DMs, and even Fat Joe's calm, yet chilling storytelling. But here's the plot twist. The public started questioning Fat Joe. 2. Why didn't he defend Pap? Was he covering for Remy? Did he know all along? Fat Joe didn't flinch. He didn't double down. He didn't apologize. He simply reposted a throwback clip of him saying, Loyalty is a currency most people can't afford. A masterpiece of silence. Behind the scenes, rumors swirled that Papoose was lawyering up, not for divorce, but to protect his image. There were whispers of legal steps against the friend, claims of physical assault, footage being held. The friend, whose identity had been mostly concealed, was suddenly front and center. Fans dug up old photos of him in the background of Remy's events. One clip even showed him hugging Pap on stage at a 2021 event. Imagine that. From hugging to betrayal. From brotherhood to battleground. Fans felt betrayed, not just by Remy, but by the illusion. This wasn't just about two people. It was about hope. The belief that love could last through prison bars, music industry pressure, fame, and family. #Black Love was trending, but not for the right reasons. The dream had cracked. The fantasy had fallen. And for some, it felt like watching the last bit of purity in hip-hop melt under the spotlight. And then it got worse. One gossip channel leaked an audio clip allegedly recorded just days before the fight. A voice, said to be Remy's, was heard saying, "I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I wish I had just stayed single." The damage was nuclear. Podcasts dissected the meaning. Was she emotionally gone long ago? Was Pap holding on to something already dead? The reactions were endless. Studio Microphone YouTubers dubbed it the fall of the realest couple in rap. Studio Microphone fans made countdowns of all the signs we ignored. Studio Microphone, even radio hosts said, "We may never believe in love again." The narrative had flipped entirely. And still no apology. No statement. Nothing from Remy Ma. The silence? Deafening. The internet kept escalating, demanding clarity. But clarity never came. Only more clips, more comments, and more chaos. And looming in the background, always watching, always wise, Fat Joe. He became the accidental narrator of hip-hop's most personal betrayal. And when asked if he'd say more, he just replied, "What's left to say? The streets already heard it." That's how legends move. So now, with every detail out, every voice heard, and every emotion spilled, the question stands. What comes next? As the world continued to replay every detail of the betrayal, the real consequences began to unfold. Not in tweets or TikToks, but in courtrooms, boardrooms, and the quiet collapse of reputations once considered untouchable. Let's start with the legal fallout. According to inside sources close to Papoose's camp, the fight between him and the friend wasn't just emotional. It might have been criminal. Rumors swirled that the friend was contemplating legal action after allegedly being assaulted. Whispers of surveillance footage, private event video leaks, and even hush money offers started circulating. Pap had gone from heartbroken husband to potential defendant. And the friend? He wasn't just the other man anymore. He was preparing to play victim. Remy Ma's team stayed silent, but legal experts speculated. Could this turn into a messy public lawsuit? Would Remy be subpoenaed? What if the friend pressed charges for defamation or assault? In the court of public opinion, Papoose had already won, but real courts don't care about hashtags. Meanwhile, the couple's business empire started to fracture. Remy and Pap had multiple joint ventures, a media brand, merch lines, even a rumored reality show. But behind the scenes, contracts were being frozen. Emails were going unanswered. Meetings were canceled. Sources claimed investors were spooked. Nobody wants to be associated with mess, one insider told a blog, especially when it involves alleged violence and infidelity. Even networks were getting nervous. One network reportedly shelved a developing docuseries starring the couple. The reason? Unstable brand image. And if that wasn't enough, sponsors started pulling out. A cosmetics line Remy was set to partner with quietly removed her promo from their social channels. A sneaker collab Papoose was teasing got delayed indefinitely. In an industry built on image, this scandal had become too radioactive to touch. But it wasn't just business. The emotional fallout was just as brutal. Close friends revealed that Papoose was devastated, but trying to keep it together for their daughter. "He's focused on protecting his peace," said one source. But you can see the pain in his eyes. He stopped attending public events. removed all photos of Remy from his Instagram. Then he unfollowed her, and finally blocked her. In today's world, that's not just closure. That's confirmation. Remy, too, began vanishing. No public appearances. No music drops. Just radio silence. A woman who once spit bars about power and respect had suddenly lost her voice. And as she disappeared, the culture moved in. Other artists started reacting, some publicly, some through music. One female rapper posted, "Never trust a woman who flexes loyalty for likes." Another dropped a freestyle with the bar, "Black love ain't blackmail," / "Stop using hashtags to hide betrayal." Even Papoose's lyrics were being analyzed retroactively. Fans pointed out bars that hinted at trouble long before the scandal broke. "I stood by your side through the sentence and the sentence / but now I'm just left with pain and a penance." Was he writing from heartbreak? Was the love dead long ago? And then, the Remy slander intensified. Clips resurfaced of her past interviews talking about respecting the sanctity of marriage. Fan accounts posted old love notes from Papoose, now overlaid with clown emojis. Blogs ran polls. Can Remy Ma recover from this? Over 70% voted no. The image of Remy as a strong, loyal queen had crumbled. What remained was a public figure surrounded by questions, whispers, and memes. And through it all, Fat Joe remained the unexpected narrator. His interview clip still circulated, and his calm, wise tone now sounded more like prophecy than gossip. He didn't pick sides. He didn't play PR. He just dropped the truth. They'll mess with your enemies, then your friends. And when the dust settles, all you got is yourself. It hit differently now, because the dust had settled, and all that was left was fallout. But even as the public focused on Pap, Remy, and Joe, a deeper conversation began to bubble up about expectations, forgiveness, and the dangers of idolizing relationships. Talk shows ran debates. Should betrayal ever be forgiven? Podcasters asked, are we too obsessed with celebrity couples? Think pieces flooded Medium and Substack. Why Black love should never be entertainment. The betrayal had become bigger than Remy Ma. It was about how we consume drama, how we elevate people only to crucify them, how we believe in perfect love until it falls apart and then act like we always saw the cracks. And yet, amidst all the chaos, one final twist shocked everyone. Papoose dropped a freestyle. No rollout, no announcement, just a beat and a message. Built a castle with my hands / watched it fall with her lies / gave the world loyalty / got a knife for the prize. It was raw, honest, and painful. Fans flooded the comments. Play button, he didn't diss her. He released her. Play button, that's how real men handle betrayal. Play button, I felt every bar. Even Remy's supporters fell silent, because no one could deny what was in that verse. Pain, growth, and finality. The chapter had closed, not with a brawl, not with a press release, but with a man choosing peace over pettiness. And maybe that's the lesson in all of this. Behind every scandal is a choice, rage or reason. Remy made hers, Pap made his, and Fat Joe, he just told the truth and let the world decide. In the end, the internet moved on, as it always does. But this saga left behind something rare, a real story with real hearts and real consequences. No filters, no captions, no edits, just the brutal truth behind the hashtags. So now you know the full story. The betrayal, the silence, the fallout, and the wisdom that came straight from the streets. But here's the real question. What would you do in Papoose's shoes? Would you walk away quietly like a king who knows his worth? Or would you go all in, swinging like a man with nothing left to lose? And what about Remy? Was this a moment of weakness? A pattern? Or a symptom of something broken long before the cameras ever rolled? And then there's Fat Joe, the philosopher, the witness, the voice of hip-hop wisdom. Did he say too much or not enough? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let it all out. No filter, no cap, just real ones only. Backhand index pointing down medium skin tone comment below. Who's right? Who's wrong? And what lesson are you taking from this? Collision smash that like button if you think truth always comes out, no matter how deep you try to bury it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter of this never-ending hip-hop soap opera. Because trust me, this ain't the last time loyalty gets tested. And if you thought this was wild, wait until you see what's coming next. This was your host, pulling no punches, exposing every angle, and reminding you, in this game, love is loud, but betrayal? Betrayal whispers, until the whole world hears it. See you in the next one.